So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So bonus review here in the Chevrolet Quezon Avenue. I have no idea there was a demo unit. So today's feature, I will review the 2022 Chevrolet Spark CVT. There are only two variants of Chevrolet Spark here in the Philippines, the CVT and a manual transmission. So this is the smallest vehicle in Chevrolet's lineup, and I must say, the design, the exterior here at front, it aged really well, in my opinion only. So it gives it like aggressive looks here and there. And as you can see, the ground clearance as quoted is 170 millimeters. I don't believe that, because if you can see in the edge of the screen, there's a Chevrolet Trailblazer. I also featured the base variant here. The link of the Trailblazer reviews will be in the description down below. That ground clearance is 178 millimeters. So I compared it, as you can see, that's way higher. So I assume this ground clearance is only 135 to 140 millimeters only, since it's a small hatchback. Also, you have halogen headlights here. You have LED DRS down here below, and blacked out grille, chrome here and there. Also, there are just enough body lines, creases here and there. And also, the differences between the manual variant and the CVT variant is you have 15-inch alloy wheels. Aluminum wheels, sorry. So the manual only gets 14-inch steelies. And here at the side profile of the Chevrolet Spark, there's one character line here and then vanishes, and then there's another character line that connects with the rear tail light. Also, those rear tail light is halogen as well. So what's interesting though, there's a chrome bit down here, and on top of it is just body color. Just not even a black part, it's just body colored. And also, which is cool with the Chevrolet Spark, you open the door handles here. That's it. So it got me confused first time where the door handles were, but they're just here on the C-pillar, which is a funky little feature for this Chevrolet Spark. And the rear as well, simple looking design for this hatchback. So with that, I'll show you the interior. So here in the interior of the Chevrolet Spark, that's actually probably the best sounding in its class. Also, I just saw it right now. This has a 7-inch Chevrolet Mylink Infotainment System, and it's so crisp. I mean, the animation, to be honest, it's a little bit better than the Chevrolet Trailblazers, but the Chevrolet Trailblazer isn't bad at all. So being a budget hatchback, I mean, it's okay. It's plastics here and there. Although I did notice there is a lot of gloss black in here. Like from here in the door handle to the air conditioning vents, same as the passenger side, and here in the infotainment system. I'm not a big fan of piano black plastic, but I don't think I'm gonna touch that area anyway. Just watch out for that. Also, a funky looking design where you place your key. Oh yeah, before I continue here in the interior, I just noticed before I got in, there's something also I don't like with the Chevrolet Spark, just being honest, but it's only a minor thing. The 1.4 DVVTI, I thought that was a badge. It's just a sticker that applies for all the Chevrolet Sparks. Not a fan of that, to be honest. Especially in this white color, I couldn't even see that badge at all. Imagine if you get this in silver. Anyway, continuing back here in the interior, there's cubby spaces here, but my water jug does not fit on either side of the door. And also here, the door panel, plastics here and there, even on top of the dashboard. However, on top of the dashboard, there is nice swoopy textures on top of it. And also, I just realized the center console where your infotainment system, doesn't it look like? So here, the steering wheel, it's nice to the touch. Yes, it's polyurethane, but there's still some squish in it. Also, it's blank on the left side of the steering wheel, but here on the right side, there are buttons for your phone connectivity and for your infotainment system. Also, like every other Chevrolet, the controls for the lights are here on the left side. And also, in this Spark, it's a bit angled like that. And also, there are 3 blank buttons down below. And also, this is what's nice with the Chevrolet Spark. I think this is the only one in its class that has this. Up here, you have your dome light, and you have your seatbelt warnings. That's something I don't see in its class as well. Okay, this Chevrolet Spark is loaded with safety features, okay? This is a really, really nice hatchback already. And also, with the price, I'll get that into a bit how much they are. I mean, for what this is, it's fully loaded. I mean, should you consider one? If you're after the safety in a small hatchback, I highly recommend this already. And since continuing up here, nice headlining material and then visor. There's vanity mirror on each side, no light though, but it's fine. Okay, it's a bit thick. I don't know. Okay, just the right amount of thickness for the visor, but it doesn't extend, but it's fine. Also, there's some weight on it when you put out and back the visor. And here in the infotainment system, you have your audio controls, 2 air conditioning vents, and then you have knobs for your climate control. Also, what I noticed as well, when you turn off the lights, they shut off nicely with 1 USB-C port, 1 USB port, 12-volt socket, and a cubby space. Somewhat fits my phone. And you have 2 cup holders at front. They don't fit my water jug, but my water jug is just too big. But regular cups and bottles and medium-sized cups, I think will definitely fit there. Although what's funny, my water jug fits the one for the rear. And then here on the passenger side, there is a cubby space here. And then glove box. Okay, pretty decent for a hatchback. And also, the seats, they're just fabric for both rides. They're really soft. I mean, I'm already so comfortable sitting here in the Chevrolet Spark. So that's about here in front of the Chevrolet Spark. I'll show you the rear seat. So here, the rear of the Chevrolet Spark. The thud sounds still pretty good. Here at the back, yeah, same plastics here and there. No more cubby spaces though. Also, there are no seat pockets, central armrest, and as I said earlier, you only have 1 cup holder here only at the rear. And then sitting here in the middle, it's okay, not that elevated, but it's still tolerable to sit here in the middle. And then transmission tunnel, it's a little bit wide, but it's very, very tolerable. You can just simply put your feet up. And then also you have 2 isofix anchor points on each side and space here in the back. That's not my driving position yet, by the way. That's a little bit further back, however. Knee room and feet room, and then headroom. My headroom's that much, so still pretty spacious here for this Chevrolet Spark, despite being a hatchback only. I'll show you the boot. So this is the boot space of the Chevrolet Spark. The total capacity with the seats up is 195 liters. Better than most of its competition, I must say. Also, the tonneau covers, you can see it's thick, but there are no strings attached on it. So a bit of cost saving. And if you notice, if I fold the seats down, we don't all the way down. You notice they're bouncing. So there's a weird process of folding the seats all the way down to make it flat. You have to tumble the lower seat on each side and then remove the headrest to make it completely flat. Yeah, that's a long process, but you'll get there eventually. And with all the seats down, boot capacity double. So I assume this has around 400 to 500 liters of space with all the seats down. So with that bit, I'll show you the engine. So this is the engine of the Chevrolet Spark. Also, opening the hood, it's quite high. I mean, look at that angle. It's a 1.4 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine that produces 97 horsepower and 128 Newton meters of torque, and is mated to a CVT transmission. So it got me curious, just for comparison only, since this is a CVT, but the Trailblazer has manual mode. This doesn't have. So I want to see how this performs. So with that, let's go for a drive. So this is the instrument cluster of the Chevrolet Spark. Also like all the Chevrolets, which is weird. To adjust the settings here on the right side, I thought it's not like that. You have to push this first and then you can finally adjust them. This is the funniest thing though. This Chevrolet Spark has a stopwatch. I don't know why on earth you need that, but if you want to go to a track with the Chevrolet Spark, go right ahead and do it. Would I buy one just for that? Yes, because it's the only one that has it. And here the infotainment system. Okay, like every other Chevrolet I tried, I mean, it is responsive. So there's just a little bit of a delay, but it's fine. And also, unlike some of its competitors, this has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a very, very handy feature now. And unlike most of its competition as well, hold on, I'll go back there. There, you can adjust a lot. And lighting, I don't know what that means. Ah, you can do a lot in the Chevrolet Spark despite being a hatchback only. I literally said in my Trailblazer review I wanted to drive a Chevrolet Spark. Little did I know Chevrolet Quezon Avenue had a demo unit. So driving this 2022 Chevrolet Spark CVT. Okay, so far so good. The steering is really light, and like all my reviews, let's explore it. Wow. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay, unlike some of the competition I've driven, I can say already quite peppy. Yes, you already have what, 97 horsepower. And I must say, this is a really underrated hatchback. If you wanna talk about reliability, I can vouch for that. My ex-girlfriend's mom has this. She owned this since 2017, 2018, if not mistaken, and it's been completely reliable after all these years. Surprisingly, the performance isn't too bad at all. I mean, yes, as I said earlier, you have 97 horsepower. I think that's one of the most powerful in its class. It responds pretty well. And also the CVT. Yes, this is the first CVT Chevrolet introduced in the Philippines. It's just a little bit of a delay, but wow, it gets going. And I have one little complaint only, the brakes. The travel is quite long. However, you'll get used to it. It's not as long as the unupdated tracker. And here, just driving around the city, surprisingly very easy. The steering might be a bit too light for some, but for me, just right amount of feel. It doesn't feel dead or too numb. No, just the right amount. And also, if you notice at high speeds, if you saw earlier, it is quite lively. I mean, it is somewhat composed, but you can feel movement around the cabin. I mean, there's nothing wrong totally with the Chevrolet Spark. It's just something I noticed when you drive it at high speeds. To be honest, kind of fun to drive. Even though this is just a city crawler, it's perfect for the city. And there's one thing I wanna try right now, the L mode. No idea why you need that. It's gated to the right though, the L mode. No idea what this does. Maybe it's just for the uphill type of driving only. So I'm just gonna put that back at D because it's D is more responsive. Wow. And also, this is the awesome thing. This is also the best in class for the tire noise. There is, yes, you can hear it, but the NVH here is way better than the competition that I've driven. Probably also, as I said, the best in class. I was driving what earlier, 60 kilometers per hour. There's not much tire noise at all. This Chevrolet Spark is surprisingly ticking all my boxes. I didn't expect this at all. And also from a standstill, if you notice, I'm just leaving it in D mode. Most automatic cars will lurch forward, like the Trailblazer and Tracker. This one will crawl. Oh, there. I'm not stepping on it. It will just crawl first. But you have to step on the gas to if you want to really move forward. And also the suspension, there's pretty good balance. It's not too firm, it's not too soft. So it's pretty composed as well through bumps. It's really comfortable, I must say. But you can feel it's a bit more agile and more peppy to drive than, as I keep saying, the most of its competition because it has the power. Okay, some of the reviews I've seen, the handling isn't its strongest suit, they said about the Chevrolet Spark. Not for me. This handles pretty well. And it gets up to speeds quite fast. Not very fast, but quite fast. Body lean, yeah, there is, but not too much. So it's fine. And then here, just slower speeds. Tire noise, as I said earlier, one of the best in class as well. Overtaking is somewhat easy in this Chevrolet Spark. Yeah, it's also light on its feet. Yet, since it's a hatchback, it's very peppy. Yeah, the engine will scream a lot, but it's not that loud, surprisingly. I was expecting it to scream, and also it's a CVT. No, not this one. NVH here is excellent. I mean, look, I'm having 60 kilometers per hour on a smooth road. The NVH here is amazing. Also the best in class. So I'm very surprised this Chevrolet Spark is underrated. And that's 700,888 pesos. My god, these 8s are killing me. Anyway, it is quite a steal. Yes, there some of its competition are, I think, cheap, a little bit cheaper or just at the same bracket. I will buy this alone from its competition. I will buy this because it is quite underrated. This is also fun to throw around. This is what's also missing with some of its competition. They're not fun to drive. They're just like a point A to B car. This one you can have fun in it at least. So this concludes my review with this Chevrolet Spark. So I would like to thank Chevrolet Quezon Avenue, Sir D and Sir Mark again for allowing me to review this 2022 Chevrolet Spark CVT. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews. Bye bye.